Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, I'm sunburned, so it's definitely like 90 degrees already in Illinois. Um, no, I'm just kidding. I got windburn slash maybe sunburn from ice fishing. Regardless, outside the snow is finally all melting and stuff like that, so we will be back to disc golf footage next week. But this week I'm doing my Disc Golf Pro Tour Edition Dream 18, so I'm going to go through how I'd compile my course out of the Disc Golf Pro Tour courses. So without further ado, let's hop straight into that video and get going. All right, so here we are at hole 1. It's at Maple Hill. I picked this hole with honorable mentions to Harmony Bend's hole number 1 and Fountain Hills number 1. But I love this demanding tee shot. You really just get to let one rip, and then you really get to set the pace of your round, deciding on if you're going to go for the screen or not with a forehand. So it's a great test and just a fantastic open hole, my favorite one. All right, so here we are on our second hole, be hole 2 at Eureka Lake. This hole is also just very demanding. A good mid-range off the tee, backhand, or a sidearm with the driver will leave you with about a 250 to 300 foot upshot that never gets any less scary. So that's why I chose this hole to be number 2. Number 3, up here at the toboggan, 915 feet, full of just terror as well. So the left side being OB, that little island area you see is an OB, but you're just going to throw a mid or a flippy driver and just really trust it. The upshot's not bad, but the drive is so scary because you're throwing really far downhill. Just a great hole. All right, so this is hole number 3 technically in the Majestic layout, but it's hole number 4 at BRP, so I feel like it could fit in the situation. This hole is so just daunting. You want to throw a putter or mid twice in a row, whatever your tee shot you throw for an upshot. If you get off the fairway to the right, it's horrible, and to the left, it's okay because there's a little road. My first short hole on the course, 285, number 5 at Maple Hill. I just had feelings that like this hole would be so scary in person, and I didn't know what I was going to do. But luckily enough, I was able to get one of my own rounds on film here. So I threw an anode just on an anhyzer over the lake. I thought I threw it a little low, but ended up just fine, and was able to nab myself a basket clinking birdie. All right, so hole number 6, this is a BRP again. This is the actual hole 6 for the Majestic layout. This is a demanding hyzer flip par 3. You want to really slam like a fairway driver or maybe even a driver for some people on a hyzer. And getting out of the gap is crucial. A 3 on this hole is just fine. And they also made the basket the Kobe color. That's awesome. So now we're on to hole 7 at Fox Run Meadows. 1,230 feet. I haven't had a chance to play this hole, but it just looks awesome. There's only a couple holes in this video that I haven't played, but this is just one that I think looks so sick. And it's cool that Calvin Heimberg was pretty much parked for Eagle on this as well in GMC last year. It was either GMC last year or Worlds a couple years ago. I can't remember which. But the hole just looks sick. All right, back to Maple Hill, hole number 8. This one's not really a hard hole, but typically just outside the barrier there, just long, that's OB, there will be just tons of people there. And they're so loud. You can hear them from anywhere on the course. It's just an awesome experience. Here's another shot. There's a little plasma fireball. So here's hole 9. This is at San Francisco. I haven't played this hole either, but I've just always been super visually appealed to it. 747 feet downhill. That's actually reachable. It just looks like such a fun shot. We don't have too many mountainous. This isn't necessarily a mountain, but we don't have too many holes like that around here. Hole 10, my third par 3, I believe. 470 feet, Brewster's Ridge. Haven't played this either, but this is the kind of par 3 that I love. Just downhill, full committed driver shot, or even fairway driver. Like I said, I haven't played the hole, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to play, but I would imagine I would throw like a Tesla or something of that nature on this hole and get myself a nice look for 2. All right, so we are back at Smuggler's, Fox Run Meadows now, hole 11, 600 feet. I really love holes like this, where it's just a good golf shot and then a technical shot into the green. This slopes downhill and has OB just behind the basket, so it's great for your speed control, and it's just a sweet hole in general. Kind of mixes woods and open air, but usually the other way around, where you come out of woods and then you're open, but this one's you're open then you go into the woods. So just a cool take on a hole. All right, so here we are at the ever so daunting hole 12 at Northwood. This is a whopping 5 minutes from my house. I've still not birdied this hole. I've taken more 5s than I can count finally on it, but birding it is just so hard. I like to take a mid up the middle, a mid again to cross, lay up a putter, and then throw a putter from just up here on top down to the basket to get my 4. But it's just a sick hole that's so challenging. All right, so now we're on to a long hole that I find not very challenging, but the tee shot is still a little scary. Hole 13 at Eureka Lake. I usually just pop a hyzer out by that tree there you just saw to the left, and then the goal is just to hyzer around the bush. And last but not least, you have a hyzer to the last gap. It's kind of cool too. You can go driver off the tee, fairway driver for the first shot, mid-range for the last shots. Okay, now we are down at the disc side of heaven in Jonesboro. Another really cool downhill par 3 that's longer than your typical par 3 would be. I'm just in love with these kind of holes. You just get to watch the disc fly, and you pretty much know right away if you've hit your shot right or not. Just the commitment it takes on these shots is just awesome to me, and it speaks volumes to your game, I believe, as well. All right, so 15 was really hard. I couldn't find a 15 on any of the courses that the DGPT plays on that I was really fond of. So I went back to this hole 15 at Waco. It seems kind of cool. It's a hole that shouldn't be too hard unless you make it too hard. So it should just be 2 kind of layup shots in a row to get your birdie. But you can get aggressive if you'd like as well. All right, we're at hole 16 at Fox Run Meadows. This hole kind of reminds me of 18 at Idlewild. How you got that like long kind of tunnel. You can't get too aggressive. You have to stay somewhat in the middle, and then you really get to blast your shot out of the tunnel, depending on where you're at. Just a beautiful hole, beautiful landscape. Smuggler's Notch looks just gorgeous. Okay, back to Eureka Lake for 17. So if you hadn't noticed yet, I'm into these like little water par 3s also. So I either like downhill and long par 3s, or I like these kind of ones. They're not necessarily, they're kind of gimmicky, but they're also kind of signature par 3s. And I was also lucky enough to grab a little footage here from the Disc Golf Pro Tour Live from 2019. So I found a way to sneak in some disc golf for you guys. I thought I threw that in the water short, but thankfully I am good. Always feels good to get a birdie. All right, so rounding out my final hole on the Dream 18 Disc Golf Pro Tour Edition, the Fox Run Meadows 18th hole is 775. So much cool, like so many cool endings happen here. It's just super daunting where it should, you just want to throw a hyzer and bounds, but it's super, you've watched people over the years turn them over real bad or go B. It's where Barsby won his worlds at. It's just a really cool hole to finish on. All right, so there was my 18 holes there that I picked from the Pro Tour. As I said in the video, hole 15 was super difficult because I'm just simply not into any of the hole 15s on tour. Some honorable mentions that I might not have gotten to in the video. I definitely talked about Harmony Bends. Hole 4 at the Memorial would be one. And I also didn't talk about the fact that this is Disc Golf Pro Tour since its infancy. Like, I'm not speaking only this year. These are courses that have been used in the past. Like Blue Ribbon Pines has been used before. Fountain Hills has been used before. I don't think I have too many other ones that are on here. But yeah, so hole 4 I had the Memorial, could have been on there. Hole 5 could have been Jonesboro or Maple Hill, or even Blue Ribbon Pines. I like that hole as well. 14 I have Jonesboro or Maple Hill, so I went with Jonesboro, but Maple Hill could have been fine as well. And then 16, I would like 16 at Eureka as well a lot, that par 4 there. But the end statistic here, my course would be a par 69, and it would be 11,816 feet. So your arm would be a little bit tired. So that's pretty much it, guys. If I were to do this involving all courses outside of the DGPT, I would definitely keep maybe half of these holes or so, but I would mix in some as well. So with this being the first week of the DGPT, I kind of wanted to kick things off in that regard. George Andre and I will be starting the Plastic Addicts podcast up again. That all just kind of fell out. So we'll be getting that going on Mondays, and I will link the first one in next week's video. I think that makes sense. Yeah, it'll be out by then. So yeah, look forward to Vegas, guys. We are about 2 months away. What is it? No, we're about a month and a half away from starting to travel to tournaments. So it's going to be grind time. I'm going to be going through some of my techniques, some of my practice regimens, all that stuff. I'll be really, really dialing in and trying to get the season set. I have a triples tournament on Sunday. I have league on Saturday. I'll be trying to crank out footage for you guys. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do an individual type, like here's a league round, here's a tournament type thing, or if we'll just get a snippet of everything and kind of get it in a vlog type montage. But either way, guys, thanks as always for watching. Thanks as always to my sponsors, MVP, Plastic Addicts, and Paragon. We are getting so close to a bag giveaway, guys. So thank you, and I will see you in the next one.